when we say the Tikkun HaKlali is in the level of the Aveira, of the Gidim, of the blood vessels, where the blood is in there, where the redness is in there, it's very difficult and practically impossible to rectify. So the rectification has to be done on a much higher madrega, is the Tikkun HaKlali. In other words, in the Tikkun of the mind, of the brain, and that already, flushes the tikkunim into all the various places. Over here, it's the same principle, being that you are separating the good from the bad on the level of Torah and the level of ruchnius. It affects afterwards your most elemental level and separates the good and bad from your very essence. Again, it's a tikkun, it's a principal tikkun. And we says that the Rebbe explains that that's the union of Arba Tzitzis, the four Tzitzises, Me'arba Rucha, Boi Ruach. That Ruach comes from, this is Pchinas Talis Lovon, which flushes with whiteness the Talis Odoim, the red talis of, the red garment of the Sitra Achara. And this is what we said, and this is Pchinas Talis Abakum, as the Kodesh Baruch Hu, wrapped himself up. And he says, the Talis, when HaKadosh Baruch Hu said, Yud Gimel Midah Shel Rachamim, when HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave Moshe Rabbeinu the 13 traits of Rachamim, they said, HaKadosh Baruch Hu wrapped himself in a white talis, sat and taught Moshe Rabbeinu the 13 midos of Rachamim, 13 traits of Rachamim. And so this talis lavan is this talis lavan, dafka white talis. Why? Because a hepech pchinas ruach deklipa. That's the opposite of ruach deklipa pchinas esel. About whom it was said when he was born, Shu admoini kulo kader se'ar, that he is red, he is crimson, totally like a garment of hair. And Rashi said, Rashi was mefarish kader se'ar, like a garment of hair, ketalos, like a talis. Ketalos daika. It's not a coincidence that Rashi said dafka talis. Because talis the klipa. That's the talis the klipa. There's a rav, that he is the sherish of the klipa. It's a scary thing, During it's in the I think in the Degel Machne Ephraim, he says that. I haven't seen it myself, but I heard. In Degel Machne Ephraim, or even before, he told us not Arav Yitzchak, told us Yaakov Yosef, the told us the Talmud of Baal Shem Tov.
Yeah, Arav Yosef told us.
Yaakov Yosef. Told us Yaakov Yosef, from the Rav of Polno, it was the told us, the famous Talmud of Baal Shem Tov. He says, that there are people. It was right after the days of Baal Shem Tov. There are people that wear taleisim on Erev Shabbos. This means that he's a rebbeim. The Rebbe is considered to be tzaddikim. He says that they are the head and the source of the Sitra Achara in the world. They give the koach to Sitra Achara in the world. Dafka because they get their thing from the Torah. They get the care from the Torah. So he's a Rav. And with this, Hashem Yirachem, they're bringing about the biggest tumor. Talis the Klipa, because Talis is a red Talis. This is the source of spirit and hope and energy to the Rishon, which is vis-a-vis the Talis the Kedusha, that obviously is the source of the Ruach and the Kedusha. The Klipa also has a talis that is the source of the Ruach HaTumah. Alidei talis the Kedusha, and with the talis the Kedusha, Shul B'chinas Talis Lavan, which is the end of Talis Lavan, Machni Moise, this is how you defeat the talis Sitra Achara, the red talis. Sham Nimshach HaRuach Chaim V'Kedusha. That's the source of the Ruach Chaim V'Kedusha. Shu B'china 13 Midah Shel Rachamim. That is the 13 traits of Rachamim, which is the Amtoka and the bestowing of whiteness for all the rest in the world. Okay, and he started, it's Atef HaKadosh Baruch Hu B'Talis Shalom Daik, HaKadosh Baruch Hu wrapped himself Keviyochol, the imagery which is used, HaKadosh Baruch Hu wrapping himself Talis Shalom. And he arranged before Moshe Rabbeinu the 13 midos of Rachamim, of mercy, of compassion. They Talis the Kedusha, because it is through the use of Talis the Kedusha. Shu B'chinas Makif. What is Talis? Talis is something that you wrap yourself around. This is the Makif. Arizal says that the Talis is Oyer Makif. In Shu B'chinas Ruach Chaim, that's the spirit of life. B'chinas, and it said, Sovev Olech HaRuach. So you see the Ruach circles, goes around, the wind goes around in circles. It encircles. It goes around. So you see the Ruach is a B'chinas Sovev. We have a cloud. That we said it many times, but we'll say it again. That there's always a Pnimi and a Makif. There is the Seichel, which you're aware of, and you know. And then there is a Seichel, which you're not aware of. Sometimes you know a little bit about it. You have some kind of a notion, you heard, Pnimi, Makif, what exactly they are, you're not sure so much. It's Pnimi of a Makif, but it's a Makif which is close. Beyond that, there is the depth of that particular Chokhmah, which is called Makif the Makif, which is further. So now what happens is that once you take the Makif and you bring it in, you understand it, you grasp it, and you master it. So that which used to be the Makif comes closer, becomes a Makif. You heard about it and this, but you're not exactly sure what it is, but it's not, whatever it is, until you digest your Pnimi, and you can bring the Makif in. The whole Inyan is, Rabbeinu says in quite a few places, that the whole Inyan is to bring a Sabis Alakus into Tzimtzumim, to bring the Makifim in. That's the avoid of a person in this world. So, but the Makif is the true Chokhmah. That what you have in. It's just a little bit of it. That's what you're able to grasp, and you'll kill him. Okay, this is what can come in. But the truth of the Inyan, the Mahosa Inyan, is far, is still. So you see that the source of the emes of the Ruach is by the Makif. Baruch Hashem, you're able to, to get in a little bit. You're going to learn. You're going to this. You're Mekadosh yourself. This Shivas and Eres, whatever it is, you're able to bring things in. But the essence, the emes, the Ruach of the thing, which gives Chazan the whole thing, is always B'chinas Makif. This is Hoylech v'Sovev HaRuach. The Ruach, which is the spirit, which is the energy, which is the highest, is already it's Sovev, it's Makif, it's circumferential, it surrounds. This is what he says, Sovev Hoylech HaRuach. Around goes the Ruach. The Ruach is B'chinas Sovev and Makif. And the Ruach HaChaim of a person surrounds a person and guards him. The same thing that the Talis, which is a Ruach Chaim, and they're both one thing. They're both Makif. And through this, when a person is misatef, when a person is arms himself, so to speak, with the Talis Lavam, Nichna Talis the Klipa, that breaks down the Talis the Klipa, which is Abchinas Ruach the Klipa, which is the spirit of the Klipa. וזה מה שאמרו, let's just finish this particular this. וזהו, this is what we said about the future, לאחז בכנפס הארץ, to hold the edges of the land, the corners of the land, וינוער רשעים ממנו, and the wicked will be shaken off from it. כי על ידי הארבע כנפות, but with the four corners, שהם בחינס הרוח חיים לקדושה. This is the Ruach Chaim of the Kedusha. Shem B'chinas Arba Rosh, that's the four heads, the four corners from which are the source of the Ruach, which correspond to the four letters of Shem Havaya Baruch Hu. In other words, the Ruach Chaim is going to be revealed in the world fully when the also Lamed. Al Yadam, through this, the wicked will be shaken off. Bevchinas mashpil Rashaim yad haaretz. In other words, the one who defeats the Rashaim all the way down to the ground. So you see, mashpil Rashaim yad haaretz. See a beautiful thing. How do you Rashaim the mashpil Rashaim yad haaretz? When is going to happen? Mashpil Rashaim yad haaretz is Roshetei bes esh ruach mayim ofor. That mashpil is the man, and Rashaim is the ruach. And Adei is the Ophar, and Aretz is the Esh. That the Ruach HaTumah is going to be totally canceled out. Mimele, once the Ruach Chaim of the Rishon is going to be canceled out. It's going to be Mevotel. Mimele, the bad in the four elements is going to be separated. And the bad is going to be shaken off and gone. At Khan.